All right, let's talk about Giannis for a little bit. For the first time in his career, saying that he's open to playing elsewhere. So let's take a look at the top 5 teams that I think are the most interesting fits, but likely as well for him to go to. Starting with number 5, the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are in a financial situation because of new ownership trying to avoid the luxury tax. And with the Tatum injury against the Knicks, it's likely he can miss the entire season next year. With that being said, Boston was already in a situation to shed some salary. Al Horford already coming off the books and likely to retire. You still have guys like Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, Derek White, Drew Holiday, Peyton Pritchard, all on their long-term extensions. And while I don't see a trade for Giannis happening, I do think it's possible because the Celtics do have player assets. Giannis is going to want to go to a contender, and the Celtics, more than any other team, have the best players to give up. I just don't see it happening, but it would be interesting. Looking at number 4, the Dallas Mavericks. Of course, the Mavericks would get the number 1 pick in the NBA draft after trading Luka, so now Nico, the GM, could look smart, even though this had nothing to do with his plan. The Mavericks will clearly draft Cooper Flagg, the best player in college from Duke, but if they wanted to get cute, they could trade that number 1 pick, Cooper Flagg, to the Milwaukee Bucks for Giannis. Giannis is already a sure thing and has many years in the tank, and he would fit well with Kyrie off the injury and AD off injuries as well. I don't see it happening, and I'm not sure if I would do it myself, but again, could be interesting. Number 3, Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC is loaded with young talent and tons of draft picks, 13 first-round picks over the next 7 years. All of that the reason why GM Sam Presti is the GM of the year this season. But if the Thunder were to fall short of a championship this season, someone like Giannis could be an option. They are a young team and have the best record in the league, so not winning it all isn't going to be a huge slight on them. But they might have the best balance of players and picks to offer. They could offer a ton of picks and a few players and still keep this team in a winning position. They will be one of the favorites to land Giannis. However, I do think they stay the course and just continue to do what they do, but another interesting fit. Number 2, the Houston Rockets. Houston being eliminated by the Warriors, a more veteran-based team in the first round of the NBA playoffs after having a great season. I love the direction of this young team, very similar to Detroit and what they're doing there, another Giannis contender. But Houston lacks what Detroit has in Cade Cunningham, a star player to go to. Jalen Green is great and so is Sengun, but they are young and a little underdeveloped. I do think they'll get there, but they're not there yet. If Houston decided to pass on the Giannis situation, I would understand, but I do think it's worth exploring. They had the Phoenix first-round picks over the next 2 seasons, so that's part of the assets they collected. Between Amen Thompson, Sengun, Jabari Smith, and others, they have the pieces to make the move. They will be a true contender in landing Giannis this offseason. And number 1, San Antonio Spurs. With Coach Popovich moving to front office at president, he's going to want to make a big splash early. Giannis would fit in perfectly with De'Aaron Fox and Wemby, and the Spurs are a team that have tons of picks as well. Coupled with that, they do have young talent that they could move to Milwaukee to help assist in the trade. San Antonio landing the number 2 pick in the draft, which in this situation is just as valuable as the number 1, being that the Mavericks are likely to stick with Cooper Flagg. The Spurs have always had some international flavor, and I would love to see this. I do think it's the best fit for a win-now situation as well. This would be a huge win-win for the Spurs and the Bucks, but we'll see what happens.